National Commission for the Scheduled Tribes, position on the new forest conservation rule will be the same. Means क्या issue है यहाँ पे वो देख लेते हैं. So this is about the National Commission for the Scheduled Tribe, position on the new forest conservation rule will be the same. Recently the Forest Conservation Rule 2022 was released, but there is a different stance of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and the National Commission of the Scheduled Tribes. तो इनका दोनों का different stance है. So the issue is they are saying they are taking power from the Gram Sabha. Whenever they are taking a land from the tribal area, initially they need to take permission from the Gram Sabha, but now this clause was removed by the new rules. But the MOEFCC is giving the idea about the another act, FRA Act 2006, as well as the 1971 Any Forest Right Act. They are saying these two acts cannot be seen together. हम दोनों को एक साथ नहीं देख सकते हैं, but we can see parallel. दोनों के अलग-अलग powers है, तो we cannot club together. But the National Commission of ST is saying these can be seen together if the rights are saying it can be the position of the Gram Sabha. Whenever you are taking a land from the Gram Sabha, so it should be consulting from the Gram Sabha. So they are not agreeing on a same page. Then now the NCST is saying MEOFC कुछ भी बोले हम तो यही मानेंगे, the final decision of the should be of the Gram Sabha. So ये issue है. तो सबसे पहले हमें पता होना चाहिए what is the major issue. Second, what about the forest right rules about 2022 में क्या-क्या rules और क्या-क्या amendment हुए हैं. इससे already question पूछा गया है और mostly idea रहता है कि almost one question forest right act से आता है. It's either maybe linked from the PESA से भी link करके पूछा जा सकता है. Because the new rules are released, so it's like a highly chance they will ask a question from it. Okay, so let's see the issue क्या है पहले. In September 2022, flagging concern about the provision in the new rules of the consent clause. Consent clause means taking the consent from the Gram Sabha regarding the taking of the land. In response, the ministry said the rules were framed under the Forest Conservation Act of 1980, but the NCST apprehension these rules being in violation of Forest Right Act of 2006. So it's a central government bole it's right according to the Act of 1980, but NCST is saying it's against the Forest Right Rule 2006. Means both the government right on that place. If we say the rules are not correct, they will show the Forest Right Act of 1980. If we say these are right, they will show the Forest Right Act of 2006. Both the government according to the rules are same, but they are not on the same page. They want it should be like the according to the 2006 Act, according to the NCST, but according to the MOEFCC, it should be according to the 1980. तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने अभी बोला है एनवायरमेंटल मिनिस्ट्री ने the 1980 Act and the 2006 Act cannot be clubbed. They can be taking parallelly. इसको अलग देखेंगे, इसको अलग देखेंगे. So they are doing this thing. हाँ, so this is the major issue in this Forest Right Acts. Okay. सबसे पहले होता है consent of the Gram Sabha. Whenever we are taking a land from the tribal area, so it should be the consent from the Gram Sabha. Already 2021 में question भी आया था, अगर कुछ आपको बनाना है tribal area में, तो it should be the final consent of the Gram Sabha. Now, the NCST had pointed that the Forest Conservation Rules 2022 has done away with the provision of mandatory seeking consent of Gram Sabha before the stage 1 clearance. Initial clearance के लिए सबसे पहले ग्राम सभा का हमें consent लेना होता था, but now they are not taking the consent of the Gram Sabha. But according to the Ministry of Environment, what are they saying? FCR 2022 already provides for a diversion of the forest land only after fulfillment and the provision including the settlement of right forest act and does not bar infringe upon the operation of the other law. They are giving here it's according to the 1980 Act. कि पहले भी जो चलता आ रहा था वही चल रहा है, but this is according to the 1980 Act. But they are considering it is infringement on the Gram Sabha power. So this is the major issue in this act. So let's see actually what is the major changes in the Forest Conservation Rules 2022. इसमें क्या-क्या major changes आए हैं? From this they can ask like कोई भी change जो नया हुआ है उसके according they can ask the question. Yes, that's why the NCST is the major. हाँ, लेकिन नेशनल कमीशन ऑफ शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब्स कंट्रोल करता है सबको, जो भी होता है मैनेज करता है. तो एनसीएसटी जो है वो मैनेज करता है हर किसी को. और जो शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइबल एरिया है उसमें सबसे पहले होता था जो ग्राम पंचायत ही सुप्रीम होता था, बट नाउ दैट इज अगेंस्ट द ग्राम पंचायत. If they want to take the land, if they want to private some land, if they want to building in that area, that can be according to the 1980 rule instead of the 2006 rule. Yes, governor will give the permission if the central, हाँ, लेकिन इसे central law ना, अगर central law बन जाए, governor is bound to give the permission. So they are confusing in between them कि हम state level पे कुछ कह रहे हैं, पंचायत लेवल पे कुछ कह रहे हैं, बट वी आर ऑन द सेंट्रल लेवल वी आर मेकिंग अ डिफरेंट रूल, so this is the issue. तो सबसे पहले they will make a formation of the committee. Under this they will make a formation of the committee. It's constituted advisory committee, a regional empowered committee at each of the integrated regional office, and a screening committee at the state, union territory, government level. So there will be two type of committee. One is the advisory committee and the regional empowered committee at each regional office, and a screening committee at a state level and union territory level. So screening committee होगी state level and union territory level पे, and the advisory committee will be at the regional office के level पे. There will be two committee. Now the compensatory afforestation. Compensatory afforestation का mean होता है if we are taking some forest land. Now it's a compulsion कि you will same area पे आप दूसरी जगह पे forest लगाओगे. In the same land you will grow the same forest on a different area. The applicant for diverting forest land in a hilly or the mountain state with the green cover covering more than 2/3 of its geographical area in a state with forest cover covering more than 1/3 of its geographical area will be able to take up compensatory afforestation. इसका सिंपल सा मीन है, if जो भी रूल्स हैं स्टेट्स के, मान लो if they are compulsion की इस एरिया में 2/3 forest land रहेगा, whenever they are building or whenever they are taking a land from that area, then it's compulsion from the person who are taking the land, they will be completely do the compensatory afforestation in the other area of that district. मान लो यहाँ पे इस डिस्ट्रिक्ट और इस एरिया में फोरेस्टेशन है, दिस एरिया में फोरेस्टेशन नहीं है, बट दे आर टेकिंग द लैंड फ्रॉम द दिस एरिया. नाउ इट्स अ कंपल्शन इन द से इतना ही एरिया में दे विल ग्रो द फॉरेस्ट इन अदर एरिया. सो जो उसका बैलेंस है 2/3 और 1/3 वो अफेक्ट ना हो. सो दिस इज अकॉर्डिंग टू द कंपनसेटरी एफोरेस्टेशन, कि आपको करना ही पड़ेगा. इट विल टेक द टाइम एंड दे आर आल्सो टेकिंग सम फाइनेंशियल थिंग फ्रॉम दैट पर्सन. इस केसेस में हाँ, इट विल टेक द मल्टीपल टाइम्स. So that is the like it's a major issue. अगर हम इसका ड्रॉबैक देखेंगे, then it's all come under the drawback of the bill, कि क्या क्या मेजर ड्रॉबैक रहेंगे इसके. हाँ, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट का आर्ग्यूमेंट ये है, if we are not doing this thing, then there is a issue in the development of those area. They cannot be included in the society. They will be always will be excluded from the society if we are not doing these things. Privates का भी आएगा, अभी I will tell you. Allow the private plantation. They are also allowing the private plantation. The rule make a provision for the private party to cultivate plantation and sell them land to companies who need to meet compensatory afforestation targets. अब इस केस में क्या होगा, this is the area, we can divide this in 4 parts, और यहाँ की लैंड को हम किसी प्राइवेट कंपनी को देंगे. इस लैंड पे इनिशियली फॉरेस्टेशन नहीं है. दैट प्राइवेट कंपनी विल ग्रो द फॉरेस्ट फॉर द 5, 6 या 10 ईयर्स के लिए होगा. फिर जो दूसरी कंपनी आ रही है उसको प्रोजेक्ट लगाना है फॉरेस्ट वाले लैंड एरिया में. दे विल टेक अप द दिस लैंड, बट नाउ दिस प्राइवेट कंपनी सेल दिस लैंड to this company so they can manage the forestation. Means यहाँ पे 5 से साल से फॉरेस्ट बने हैं, यहाँ पे बहुत टाइम से थे, but this company is taking the forest from here, so they will compensate like the carbon credit वाला सिस्टम है. कार्बन क्रेडिट जैसे होता है, the similar system will be here, कि आपको वो compensate करना पड़ेगा to the money or the financial value चाहिए, क्योंकि it's a major linkage region होगा, टूरिस्ट स्पॉट हो सकता है. They can develop that area. Yes, like हिमाचल प्रदेश में वो वैली रीजन नहीं लेते, वो माउंटेन वाले रीजन पे ही होटल्स लेते हैं, क्योंकि देयर इज अ हायर फुटफॉल देयर. नाउ द मेजर इशू, नो कंसेंट ऑफ द ग्राम सभा नीडेड. नाउ द न्यू रूल स्टेट दैट अ प्रोजेक्ट वंस अप्रूव्ड बाय द फॉरेस्ट एडवाइजरी कमेटी FAC, अगर फॉरेस्ट एडवाइजरी कमेटी उस प्रोजेक्ट को अप्रूव कर देती है, देन देयर इज नो नीड टू टेक द कंसेंट फ्रॉम द ग्राम सभा. आफ्टर द अप्रूवल फ्रॉम द FAC, देयर इज नो नीड टू टेक द कंसेंट फ्रॉम द ग्राम सभा. Previously, the consent of the Gram Sabha or the governing body of the village in the area was required. So this is the major change. Initially, it was required, but now, after the approval, the Forest Advisory Committee. Now, the final body, it means the Forest Advisory Committee, the final body for giving the land to the private company. Allow building in the forest, right to construct structures for the bona fide purpose, including forest protection measures, and residential units up to 250 square meters is also allowed in the forest area. Initially, it was also not allowed. So major change is compensatory afforestation now. Now the private member can take the land and grow the forest there. No consent from the Gram Sabha is required, and allow the building in the forest area. So after it, what is the major state of the forest in India? क्या है, कौन से स्टेट में सबसे ज्यादा फॉरेस्ट है, कितने टाइप के फॉरेस्ट है अकॉर्डिंग टू द फॉरेस्ट रिपोर्ट 2021 के अकॉर्डिंग क्या स्टेटस है इंडिया में? इट्स ऑल्सो द इम्पोर्टेंट. इस पे भी पहले क्वेश्चन आ चुका है, अकॉर्डिंग टू विच स्टेट्स हैविंग द हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ फॉरेस्ट. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू द इंडिया स्टेट ऑफ फॉरेस्ट रिपोर्ट 2021, हु रिलीज दिस रिपोर्ट? India State of Forest Report is released by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change will release in India. Simple. तो इस पे इतना सोचना क्यों है? It's released by Ministry of Environment, Forest and the Climate Change. The total forest and the इसी में forest, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Tree cover is now 7,13,789 square kilometer, means 21.71% of the country geographical area. Total forest in India is 21.71% of the country geographical area, an increase from 21.67%. So it can be a trend question also. Last 2-3 reports का आपको trend देखना पड़ेगा, कितना area में पहले forest थे, now they are increasing steadily or not. ये continuous increase है forest area में या नहीं है? It's like a last 5 years there is a continuous increase in the forest in the state in India. Total forest cover area wise, लेकिन overall forest area increase हो रहा है. Now the highest area in the Madhya Pradesh forest cover according to area wise. Area wise, the Madhya Pradesh having the highest number of area, then the Arunachal Pradesh, then Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and the Maharashtra. Forest cover according to area wise. Number 1 is the Madhya Pradesh, second is the Arunachal Pradesh, third is the Chhattisgarh, and the fourth is Odisha, and the fifth is Maharashtra. These are the 5 states which are having the highest forest cover area wise. Total area in India is 21.71%, and the highest area in states is the Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Maharashtra. Then what are the major category? क्या क्या कैटेगरी है इंडिया में, किस किस कैटेगरी में डिवाइड किया गया फॉरेस्ट कवर को? नंबर 1, रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट. Reserve forests are the most restricted forest and are constituted by state government. These are the forests that is constituted by the state government. These are the highest protection forest in a state. इनको सबसे ज्यादा highest protection दिया जाता है. More dense forest होते हैं that is grown after 50, 60, 70 years में जो growth हुए हैं उसको सबसे ज्यादा protection status दिया गया है. In reserve forest, local people are prohibited unless specifically allowed by a forest officer. Then the protected forest. This is the second number of protection status given to them. The state government is empowered to constitute any land other than the reserve forest as protected forest. कोई भी जो forest होंगे after the reserve forest that will come under the protected forest. हाँ, discretion रहेगा, allow कर सकते हैं. हाँ, it's a discretion of the forest officer. Now the third is the village forest. Village forest are those one in which the state government may assign to any village community the right of the government or over any land. किसी भी विलेज कम्युनिटी को जो फॉरेस्ट असाइन किए जाएंगे दैट्स कम्स अंडर द विलेज फॉरेस्ट एंड दे आर द डिग्री ऑफ प्रोटेक्शन. नंबर 1 द रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट, सेकंड इज द प्रोटेक्टेड फॉरेस्ट, थर्ड इज द विलेज फॉरेस्ट. तो इसमें कंफ्यूजन नहीं होना है. उधर माइंड में आता है कि प्रोटेक्टेड फॉरेस्ट में सबसे ज्यादा प्रोटेक्शन है, बट द हाईएस्ट प्रोटेक्शन इज गिवन टू द रिजर्व फॉरेस्ट, देन टू द प्रोटेक्टेड फॉरेस्ट, देन टू द विलेज फॉरेस्ट. So this is the sequence. Then what are the major constitutional provision according to the Forest Right Act? The 42nd Amendment Act 1976 Forest and Protection of Wildlife, Animal and Bird were transferred from state to concurrent list. Now the forest area is under the concurrent list, not under the state list. Article 48 of DPSP. Article 48 of DPSP mandates that the state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and safeguard the forest and wildlife in the country. Similarly, in the Article 51A, fundamental duty, the Constitution states that it shall be the fundamental duty of every citizen to protect and improve the natural environment. So it comes under the DPSP as well. It comes under the fundamental duty as well. Fundamental rights bhi hai. That's come under the Wildlife Protection Act. That's the Forest Right Act. So this was the question in the 2012. So let's see this question. This was the ask in the particular state in India has the following characteristics. Forest reports every 2 years में release होता है. Last it was released in 2021. Now it will be released in 2023. So this was the question when in 2011 the report was released. It is located on the same latitude which passes through the northern Rajasthan. It has 80% of its area under the forest cover. Our 12% of forest cover constitutes protected area network in these states. अरुणाचल, असम, हिमाचल, उत्तराखंड. हिमाचल उत्तराखंड तो सेम उस पे आता ही नहीं है, तो अरुणाचल प्रदेश. Second question. At the national level, which ministry is the nodal agency to ensure effective implementation of the scheduled tribes and the other traditional forest dwellers at 2006? Its answer is D, Ministry of Tribal Affairs.